Welcome back everyone. In today's video, we'll be discussing the highly anticipated new release, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. This heartwarming stop-motion animated film follows Pinocchio, a wooden puppet, come to life. Let's get into the full plot and then I'll dive into my thoughts. The movie has the same base story that you come to expect when hearing the name Pinocchio. It's about a wooden puppet that comes to life and hijinks ensue. He joins a circus, he gets eaten by a giant fish, and he meets some questionable people along the way, all while finding himself and becoming a real boy. Guillermo del Toro does something different though. He pivots the movie to focus more heavily on the father, Geppetto. You see his relationship with his son, how much they get along and cared for one another, and how much pain he had when he lost him. The way the son dies is an accidental bomb dropping onto the city from a war taking place in the film. And this war is an underlying story throughout the entire movie. When his son dies, Geppetto spends years alone until he eventually, drunkenly, cuts down the tree his son was buried under, and carves Pinocchio out of it. Spirits see how heartbroken he is, so they decide to bring the puppet to life, giving him the task of bringing happiness back into Geppetto's life. Eventually, a circus comes along and Pinocchio catches wind of the exciting life, so he signs off on the dotted line. But before he can go, the general of the army begins drafting kids, and after Pinocchio is hit by a car, but survives, he realizes that Pinocchio would be the perfect soldier, because he's not a real boy, and therefore can't die. The basic plot points of Pinocchio start to unravel as he ends up running away to the circus, avoiding war, and eventually saving Geppetto and returning home. It's a heartwarming story that has more depth than ever before, thanks to Guillermo del Toro. The stop motion adds so much texture and life to a story that's been only animated before. Let's get into some of the main positives of the movie. The first one is the story twist. I love how Guillermo del Toro doesn't just make it about a wooden puppet come to life for seemingly no reason, and has a basic coming-of-age story tied to it. He turned it into a movie that tackles subjects such as grief, happiness, life, and death. One of my favorite characters in it is Death. She gives really great advice throughout the movie to Pinocchio each time he dies, and yeah, he dies a few times, but not really. He's just in this limbo state where he can talk to Death for a little bit as he's biding his time until he can resurrect himself and be back in the normal world. And that's important throughout the movie because it ends up playing a big role by the end of the film. The other major positive that I have for the movie is the animation. The stop motion animation is crazy. Guillermo del Toro said to have taken 15 years to complete. The level of detail put into each character is amazing. The craftsmanship from the set to the characters and everything in between is beautiful. Hey there, while I have you, are you looking for the best in movie reviews, trailer reactions, and thoughts on movie news? Look no further. Hit the subscribe button now so you don't miss out on anything new. Now, let's get back to the video. Now, moving on to the negatives, the only real negative that I have is that I didn't expect it to be a musical type of movie. What I mean is that, while it's not a musical, there are definitely songs sung by the characters throughout the film. It's not horrible, but it did put me off at first. By the end of the movie, it's not bad, it's just a bit jarring, especially if you weren't expecting singing at all. So, with my review out of the way, I'm sure you're all wondering, what did he put on his Letterboxd? Well, you can find out very quickly if you go into the description and follow me on Letterboxd. But if you don't follow me, let's reveal it now. And here it is. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Overall, it's an amazing movie that, in my opinion, will take home Best Animated Feature for this year. Have you seen the movie? If so, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And if you like movie videos like this and want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. Bye.
Oh, what a day, what a day.